late, mate? Are you late? Very late.
Are you late, husband?
How are you, bro? Let me get the stuff.
Big news, Scansy. The boys win 4-0. The Rocks are leading United at the moment, and they could win the title. That is right. Late news. You'll have to do a live crossover there. Well, mate, good seeing you. I've got a big week tonight. I'm not allowed out again.
Not allowed out again. No, we've got a 50th tonight.
Not allowed out again. Really good one.
Why did you know? You can go out whenever.
The 50th. I got a 50th. Yeah.
Good people, though?
Good people.
No.
Yeah.
Good people.
Yeah.
Of course he is, Downsy.
Welcome to Valentine Sports Park for the men's Hills match of the round between Kenthurst Bush Boys and the Baulkham Hills Kookaburras. Perfect afternoon for football. 90 degrees, sun's out. Pretty windy, but thanks for joining us. This is a second v 9th this afternoon. Kenthurst looking to gain some points after their loss to Norwest last weekend. Seem to have a similar starting lineup. Baulkham not really much to play for now in his back half of the season, down the bottom of the table. So it'll be interesting to see how this game plays out. Quick throw-in taken by the Baulkham. Seems to be spending most of these first couple of minutes down the right-hand side. Well whipped in. And Joey Yaman just takes that comfortably. Again wearing the fantastic bright yellow Guernsey in there, the custodian for the Bush Boys. Their manager Vaughan joins me up here in the box. How are you, Vaughan?
Very good, Paul. Thank you. How are you?
Outstanding. Me and Vaughan used to play with each other, well, not play with each other specifically, back at Schofields, and it's lovely to see you. What's going on there at the Bush Boys at the moment? You couldn't get the chocolates against Norwest last week, but still sitting there tidy at the top of the table?
It was a very disappointing performance last week. The boys have definitely had to do a lot of work on the training pitch this week. And, we just hope to get a good result here and move into semis next week.
Yeah, right. As we approach the finals, football, the weather starts to change a little bit, and it'd be lovely to obviously get some warmer weather. And Vaughan, you've had a few 20s join the first grade squad this year. Can you make any big shout out to what's exciting happening there at Kenthurst?
Oh, look, we've been pretty light on like most squads this year. So yeah, there's been unfortunately a lot of movement between grades for both players. First dropping down to strengthen us in reserve grade, and also a lot of the reserve grades having to step up. So young boys like Andy and Matt Lutringer, they've been getting lots of minutes. Alex Torval stepping in at right back has been brilliant. Mickey T, club stalwart, he's been brilliant throughout the season as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of a battle to get teams on park a lot this year. I know a lot of clubs have been in the same boat.
Yeah, outstanding. It's nice to complete just about a full season now that the coronavirus is behind us, Here we go, and there's a chance on goal there for Kenthurst. Taken easily by the Baulkham Hills keeper. Outstanding here from young Vaughan. Was a fantastic player. Now giving back some of his time. Oh, Joey Yaman comes to the edge of the area with a little header. Don't normally see keepers come out and do that. Cold kick given to Kenthurst. Joey Yaman goes out to the right-hand side early. Kept possession well, Eddie. Dropped off by Geeky, and a handball given. Wasn't much in it. Wasn't intentional, but Peter Checker seems to agree. Normally Pete would be blown up about those sorts of decisions, but the big unit there, big shout out to Builder Body at Dural. Speaking of sponsors, these live streams to Facebook are powered by ACPE and the official match ball sponsor Deploy. Also in conjunction with Castle Towers Shopping Centre, UBX Boxing and Strength. Here we go, Geeky with the half volley. Can't quite connect. Number 17 in the red jersey there, Matt Geeky. Play what seems like 400 games for the Northern Tigers. Nice to see him back here in the Hills competition. Throwing now for the Bush Boys. Taken quickly. Rolled square to Russell Farrell. Disposed of possession. Looks like Roy. Checker. Hoiked away from Borko. Dropped off to Checker. Eddie back inside for Geeky. He rolls out square to Farrell. Farrell can strike from here. He sliced that, and that's absolutely minging from Russell. Goal kick taken quickly by Borko. Farrell cleared away. Checker rolls out. Nice wall pass there with Eddie. Little dink in behind. And Luttringer just smashes that one to the left-hand side of the upright. Baulkham will take their time with this goal kick. Goal kick taken by Baulkham, about 50 on the fly. Interesting sort of matchup today. Kenthurst sitting second on the table. Looking to consolidate their spot in the top two. Whereas Baulkham right down the bottom and not really much to play for in this last round, and more pride they're playing for today. Baulkham with only the one win this season, one draw. They've lost 12. And the 7 points to their name. Kenthurst disposes of the football there just on halfway. Checker drops that off nicely. Turned over cheaply by Eddie. Solid challenge there, just on halfway. Referee's just having a quick word with the Kenthurst midfielder. I think doing the right thing, keeping that yellow ticket in his pocket. Farrell with a defensive header. Cleared away nicely. Cheap turnover of possession by Kenthurst. Joey Yaman takes that safely. Finds Geeky. Farrell now. Bad challenge by Matt Geeky. Doesn't seem to be sorry for the challenge. Kenthurst now jumpers back behind the football. That's a poor free kick taken by Baulkham. Russell Farrell pairing up with Matt Geeky once again. Can they go the other way? No, Rusty turns and Again finds Geeky. Linesman seems to think that the football went out. Baulkham with the switch ball. Baulkham Hills can't quite seem to find the same possession that Kenthurst has at the moment. Bonello with the flick over in behind finds Eddie. Peter Checker now. Uncharacteristically turns over possession. Linesman believes that one went over the sideline. Foul, yeah. I agree, sir. The referee seems to be unhappy with the chit-chat coming from the Baulkham Hills keeper. He's gone over to have a quick yarn and say, zip it. Bush boys now deep into the box. Half appeal for a foul waved away by the official. Russell Farrell on the football now. Goes out to his right-hand side. Bonello beats his defender. And the Bushies will get a corner kick. Probably their first real chance from a set piece. Whipped in nicely. Peter Checker with the flick on. I think that was Russell Farrell that couldn't quite nail the volley at the back stick. Kenthurst very unlucky not to go 1-0 up there. Kenthurst definitely sharing the majority share of possession here. And they'll gain a foul in the dangerous top third. Zipped in low, and Peter Checker just couldn't quite help that on into the onion bag, but deflection is taken. And Kenthurst will get another opportunity from a corner kick. Played short. Oh. Appeal for a foul. And the referee agrees. Once again, we'd like to shout out to ACPE and the official match ball sponsor Deploy, who powers these live streams out to you guys at home. Castle Tower Shopping Centre, best shopping centre in Sydney. UBX Boxing and Strength, Nova Employment. And the IMB Bank. And here come Kenthurst now down the left-hand side via Eddie. A little dink back inside. Both sides yet to really have too many clear chances. Russell Farrell heads home, looking for Joey Yaman, who comes ever so closely to the edge of the area. Mate Geeky now links up with Peter Checker, who rolls his defender nicely back inside for Eddie, who helps on Bonello off the upright. That's the first real opportunity of the game gone begging. So 25 minutes gone now. Score remains Kenthurst 0, Baulkham Hills 0. Second v the bottom of the ladder. A battle here this afternoon at Valentine Sports Park. Hills men's match of the round. Everything to play for Kenthurst, and I suppose just pride to play for the Baulkham Hills side. As we approach the latter end of the men's winter competition. Geeky now, finding Checker. Be Vukovic. Here come the Bush boys. Peter Checker, unable to bring that under control. Geeky fouled. Taken quickly by Farrell. Looking for Bonello, who is offside. Taken quickly by Baulkham, but possession turned over just on this side of halfway. Russell Farrell now. Oh, seemed to be some sound of a shin pad involved there, but referee lets it play on. Farrell to go home to Yaman. once again. Kenthurst happy to play out from the back. Whoops. Cheap turnover of possession there. Baulkham Hills definitely showing no signs of a team that's running bottom of the ladder at the moment. Definitely matching it with Kenthurst this far. Offside, Peter Checker. Good call by the linesman. Ooh, a little collision there with Peter Checker and the Baulkham Hills number 43. Joey Yaman to again play out from the back for Kenthurst. Hits Rusty on the right-hand side, who looks longer. Can't quite find a red jersey. Kenthurst, the side applying most of the pressure at the moment. Baulkham Hills now on the offensive. Both sides turning over possession far too cheaply in this first stanza. A good call, referee. I think he let the play roll there to see if there was going to be any advantage for Baulkham Hills, but there wasn't. And now here, Baulkham Hills get their first chance from a set piece. On the right-hand side of the Kenthurst box. To be whipped in by via the left peg of the number 13, who just underneath that too much. Bit of a breeze out down here at Valentine Sports Park this afternoon. Anything in the air is going to float that little bit further. Joey Yaman takes that goal kick quickly for Kenthurst. Finds Bonello some first touch. Geeky looks longer. Can't quite make that pass stick. Decent goal kick by Yaman. 50 on the fly. Well helped on by Manello. Peter Checker now. Little wall pass with Eddie. Can't quite make that stick. Baulkham Hills keeping possession much better now. Spoke too early. Russell Farrell, the ex-Hills United representative, linking up with Geeky. It was a half appeal for a foul there, but referee waves on the advantage. No advantage there. Kenthurst now with a set piece opportunity from 35. Whipped in nicely. Oh, strike from Peter Checker. Hands on hips. Head down. Wonder what he's thinking. What if? He hit it nicely off the laces. Had the pleasure of playing with Peter at Hills United at the back end of my career, and what a fantastic bloke Pete is. We wish him and his wife Tessa and his children all the best. Outstanding to see him come back from representative football to club level and inspire some of the young blokes coming through. That free kick has beaten Russell Farrell and caught Joey Yaman off guard. That'll be a Baulkham Hills lead now of one. Absolutely against the run of play. Almost 40 minutes gone. This men's Hills match of the round. It's Baulkham Hills 1, Kenthurst 0. Bonello starts the play quickly. And the crowd here at Valentine Sports Park's gone quiet. We didn't see that one coming. Don't know whether it's just this time of the year. Approaching finals football, Kenthurst knowing that they're in the finals, but and Baulkham knowing that they're not going to be there. But just seems a very flat Kenthurst Bush Boys from what I've seen in the past. An appeal for offside by Russell Farrell. Agreed by the linesman. Seven minutes remaining of this first half. Taken quickly by Yaman. Little shove in the back by Bonello, and the referee agrees with me. I'd hate to be a fly on the wall in that Kenthurst change room at half time. sure it's going to be quite vocal. Baulkham Hills with the set piece now. Just outside the edge of the area. That's whipped in nicely. Ooh, just escapes the near post that Joey Yaman had covered. And those deploy match balls, they're the best footballs that you can play with. We've got 2 of them on the field at the moment. Geeky flicks onto Bonello. He finds Peter Checker. Kenthurst looking for the equaliser. To Narvale. Baulkham will take their time ever so slowly. Looking to wind this clock down before half time. Geeky. Loss of possession. Good turn. Yes. Silly foul by Eddie just on halfway. And he's going to pick up a yellow ticket for his troubles. That's the first one of the match. Hopefully that's not number 5 for him, or he'll sit off next week. Helped away by Geeky. Checker with the hip bump. Regains possession. Out to Leroy. Finds Checker once again. Great use of the body. Keeps possession. Geeky. Dances past the first defender, but can't quite beat the second. Quickly taken. Bonello. Oh. Checker on the edge of the area. Oh, 50-50. Won by Baulkham. Geeky can't believe that foul given by the referee there, just on halfway. But Baulkham give the ball straight back to Kenthurst. And Yaman finds Farrell, who again looks long, looking for Eddie, who's got to behave himself for the rest of this match. Can't afford to get another yellow ticket and reduce his troops to 10. Peter Checker now, fending off 2 yellow defenders. Oh. And Leroy just hoiks that over the uprights. A little bit of a discussion with Bonello. I think he's saying, hey, mate, why don't you pass me the ball? Last 2 minutes of normal time here in the first half. Still Baulkham Hills 1, Kenthurst 0. A surprising scoreline based on the current ladder standings. Bush Boys looking to get something from this first half. Definitely playing a lot more positive football as Geeky looks to roll Bonello in behind. Checker drops off on the edge of the area. Oh, that was Geeky to Checker. And there's hands on the head by Pete. Knows he should have done better there. Baulkham Hills with a decent goal kick. 55 on the fly. Peter Checker, half turn. Finds Leroy. Geeky sprays it left to Bonello, who goes himself into the area asking for a foul. Shoulder to shoulder. And that's 45 gone in this first half. Just stoppage time remaining. Farrell looks long. Again gives possession back to Borko. Peter Checker finds Matt Geeky. Bonello now beats his first defender into the area. He's really got to find another couple of options there. These yellow jumpers have got all the red ones tied up at the moment. Great defending, Baulkham Hills. And there's your halftime whistle, ladies and gents. See you for the second half shortly. Back underway here at Valentine Sports Park for the Men's Hills Premier League match of the round. 45 to go. It's an unlikely lead. Baulkham Hills 1 against Kenthurst 0. No major changes at half-time. But Kenthurst straight out of the blocks early. I wonder what was said at half-time between both camps. If Baulkham's happy with the 1-0 lead and they just park the bus, or Kenthurst are going to start rolling the dice and starting to play a little bit more attacking football. Great first touch by Rusty Farrell. Eddie comes back inside. Geeky square of him, but he goes to Leroy. Peter Checker, little hip bump. And he'll give Kenthurst first corner of the second half. Eddie's take it. Little dink in nicely. Looking for the head of Bonello, who goes down easily. Geeky miss kick. Quickly taken by Kenthurst. Flicked on Bonello. Leroy can't quite pull the trigger. Cheap foul given away by Geeky. Actually, it looks like the referee's called out Russell Farrell, the Kenthurst number 4. Asking him to settle down. Maybe keep his elbows down. Such a tough competitor, Russell Farrell, but always plays in the spirit of the game. On the football now. Finds Geeky. Bonello. Checker. Or Geeky. Kenthurst with their first chance of the game. Some saved by the Baulkham keeper. Almost looked given to be the equaliser. Bonello goes home. Farrell looking long. Finds Leroy, who hits the target, but straight to the Baulkham Hills custodian once again. Oh, Geeky's gone over the ball there. This could be a yellow ticket. And it is. Good defensive header by Kenthurst. Peter Checker on the football now. Finds Eddie. He's had a pretty busy afternoon. Unlucky, gives over possession there. Farrell happy to go home and find Yaman. Geeky can't quite seem to bring that under control. Baulkham Hills, apart from that pass, have seem to be keeping possession nicely here in the second half. Definitely don't look like a side that is bottom of the Men's Hills Premier League ladder. It's amazing what football sides can do when you throw caution to the wind and you really don't have much else to play for but pride. They find themselves 1-0 up here against the second place Bush Boys with just 38 minutes remaining of this game. Eddie looks square, finds Matt Geeky, he sprays it to his left-hand side. Nice ball in, flicked on by Leroy, to no avail. Borko turns over possession just this side of halfway. Geeky rolls out. Goes home to Farrell, who's in a bit of a tangle with his stopper. Well read by Joey Yaman. Finds Bonello. Little flick inside for Peter Checker, who gives it straight back to him. Kenthurst with their first opportunity. They'll get their chance from a corner now. Looks like it's Leroy to take the set piece for Kenthurst. Great ball in. Once again, easily taken by the Baulkham Hills keeper. Much better possession here by the Baulkham Hills first grade side. Referee marching the Baulkham Hills captain back a few yards for this throw-in, just on the edge of the area. Looks like there's a shove in the box there by Russell Farrell on the Baulkham Hills striker. Referee's now called the Baulkham Hills player out and given him, he's marched him 10 minutes in the bin. I've never seen this. He's giving him 10 minutes for simulation by the looks of it. I'll confirm with you guys at home once I get confirmation, but it's either simulation or back chat. Baulkham Hills down now to 10 players. The referee ignoring all sprays coming from the Baulkham Hills coaching staff. They definitely aren't happy with the decision. Once again, Baulkham captain fires that in quickly. She's really thinking about keeping possession now, just when they're down to 10 men, using their keeper. You can see the Kenthurst boys starting to get frustrated, searching for that equaliser. Geeky on the football now, loses possession. Russell Farrell with the volley on the outside of the area. Right idea, but can't quite hit the target. I've seen him score screamers from there in the Hills Brumbies and United jerseys, but not today in the red and white. Peter Checker back inside for Eddie. Yeah. Definitely heard that foul from here. Kenthurst taken quickly, finds Russell Farrell's square, who goes out to his left-hand side. Looks like Leroy. He can't beat his first defender. Kenthurst, the wall pass on the edge of the area, unsuccessful. But instantly won back. Whipped in. Benello can't quite bring that under control off his chest. We'll get another opportunity via a throw-in. Little dink parried away by the Baulkham Hills keeper. Joey Yaman safely brings that under control and goes out via Russell Farrell. Eddie with a half turn goes back inside square to his number 6. Bush boys looking more dangerous now, but can't afford to be slicing those opportunities across the byline with just under half an hour left remaining of this second half. Peter Checker. Ooh, loses possession. Referee allowing Baulkham Hills advantage there for a few seconds before calling up a foul on their number 6. Peter Checker looking long, but keeping it short via their number 9, Bonello. Nice ball in, looking for Leroy. Strike by Eddie and tapped in by Checker. No, the Baulkham Hills keepers pulled off an outstanding save. And they still only have 10 men on the field. They are under the pump. Baulkham Hills, but absorbing everything. Geeky coming off for Kenthurst and being replaced by their number 12 in the midfield. Russell Farrell, all hands there, and I don't think you have an argument there, Russie. We've seen it from here, mate. The referee upset with the Baulkham Hills bench here. I know there's a few characters down there that have been asked to leave the bench. He must be getting an absolute gobful down there on the sideline, and you do your thing, son, in your blue jersey down there. Get rid of him. Get rid of the hoons. Baulkham Hills still just the 10 men on the field, and now really not too much on the bench there either. 1-0 up on the scoreboard, but depleted on the sideline. Kenthurst looking the more dangerous of the two sides right now. Oh, wow, what's happened here? That's definitely not the colour we thought it was going to be. It's red like my missus' lipstick. And we have Baulkham Hills now down to 9, I believe. It has to be dissent. It didn't look like much. And it's Baulkham Hills number 10, who won't see Valentine Sports Park field number 3 for the rest of the afternoon. He's going to have a breather. And this will definitely, with 25 minutes left on the clock, open up this Hills Men's Premier League match of the round. 9v11. Odds, very, very odd circumstances here. Haven't seen this before. Kenthurst with the set piece. Shocking free kick. Absolutely lollipop that. Baulkham Hills now have 10 back on the field now. It's 10 v 11. So just confirming that recent send-off for Baulkham Hills number 10 was miscommunication with himself and the umpire. The umpire in the middle believed it was dissent. That's what the red card was all about. Bonello, little flick back inside. Eddie takes on his third defender. Good, nice cut back. It's gone over the byline. Get out of jail card for Borco. Can Baulkham Hills hang on? Just over 22 minutes remaining. And sitting pretty with a 1-0 lead, but now down to 10 men. If they can, what an upset result here in the Men's Hills Premier League. I'd like to thank ACPE. Deploy match balls. Hang on. We've got another episode of Descent. It's now Peter Checker, the number 10 for the Kenthurst Bush Boys, who's received a yellow ticket for something that's come out of his mouth. That's unlike Pete. I've known Pete a long time. He's always been a gentleman, but him and the bloke in blue don't agree on something. Russell Farrell, probably lucky not to give a foul away there with a little shove in the back. He's had a solid game back there. The Kenthurst number 4. Outstanding clubman and Hills United representative. But he gives that straight back to Borco there. Eddie, nice little war pass there, mate. Finds yourself in the pocket. Was struggling to beat 2 defenders there. $20 minutes to go. Borco goal kick. Peter Checker, good defensive header. Straight back towards Leroy. But Borco once again on the offensive, looking for their second. Disposed of by Russell Farrell. Bonello finds Eddie out on the right-hand side. Could strike from distance. Rusty just couldn't quite get a hold of that. And Bonello's strike on target, parried away by the Borco keeper. And Kenthurst will get an opportunity from a corner kick. Whipped in nicely by the Bush boys. Helped away by Baulkham. They'll get an opportunity from the other side. Some ball in. Couldn't quite get a touch on it. Baulkham have 18 minutes now to wind down this clock and jag a valuable 3 points, which may see them jump off the bottom of this Men's Hills Premier League ladder. Peter Checker keeping possession for Kenthurst. Leroy beats the keeper, cleared off the line. Wow, Baulkham under the pump here at the moment. Good scrambling. Eddie to take the corner. Nice little dink. Finds Bonello. Collision in the area. The Baulkham Hills defender asking for some treatment. And the Baulkham Hills coach walking as slow as my grandmother. He's really taking his time and hoping that the officials don't add stoppage time. Yep, there's the magic water. That's going to fix all. It's just the perfect remedy for everything. Baulkham Hills water. And he's up and he looks good. 16 minutes left remaining of normal time. Baulkham Hills 1, Kenthurst Districts Football Club 0. Good little dink around the corner by Russell Farrell, 50-50, right on halfway. And out Kenthurst go down the left-hand side. Peter Checker looking for the equaliser. The youth of Baulkham Hills, some bit of pace there. And still only just the 10 men on the park for the Kookaburras. Doing well to hang on to this 1-0 lead. Keeper will take his time. Right on 50 on the fly, out of the hand. Bonello being a bit quiet today, hasn't seen an awful lot of football. Some touch rusty. He fires out down his right-hand side. Kenthurst desperately seeking the equaliser. Baulkham don't want to hear anything of it. Russell Farrell with the long throw in. Flicked on by Peter Checker. Referees said, Pete, get your elbows down, son. I think it's a very soft foul. Joey Ammon barking at his defenders to let that one trickle home. Just the 13 minutes left for Kenthurst to try and squeeze something out of this afternoon here at Valentine Sports Park. Strike from distance. Bit of pressure from Bonello on the Baulkham Hills keeper. Try and hurry him up. Yeah, Baulkham Hills are going to do everything they can to wind this clock down now. Leroy, half turn, links up with Peter Checker, who uncharacteristically turns over possession. Hasn't been Pete's best game this far. Big shove in the back. Don't argue with him, son. We've seen it from here. Baulkham Hills will get a chance from a set piece about 40 yards out. Good to see Greg Farrell down here supporting his son Rusty. Hills Brumbies or Hills United lifetime member. Here he is. G'day, Greg. How are you, mate? Nice to see you. How do you think Rusty's performed today?
Not his best game.
Yeah, right. Tough words from a father. Congratulations on your new granddaughter.
She's a gem. She's a little gem.
Yeah, we're really proud of the Farrells. But not the result here this afternoon. This far, we didn't see this coming. Baulkham Hills, bottom of the ladder against Kenthurst number 2 and potential championship winners. Behind 1-0 at this stage. How you enjoying retirement, Greg?
It's boring, mate.
Boring. Wow. 10 minutes left of normal time. Kenthurst looking to get something out of this. Rusty Farrell again. Linking up with Peter Checker. Oh. I heard that, and I wish I didn't feel that. That's why I'm not playing anymore. Joey Yaman takes that easily. Goes out via his left-hand side. Ooh, half collision there, just on the edge of the area. Soft foul. Russell Farrell collided with the Baulkham Hills captain. And the call from the Baulkham Hills bench is to keep possession and hit the pockets now. 1-0 up, only 10 players on the park. If they can get the 3 points here, it's an absolute miracle. Peter Checker. He's better than that, Peter. He's down on his haunches. He's just got underneath that one, and a wasted opportunity for Kenthurst. Baulkham Hills captain goes home. Not much separating these two sides at the moment. Bonello well whipped in and kind of just sliced that though. Swinging his arms around there, Bonello not happy with the way he struck that cross. Little tussle on halfway there. Referee didn't see anything in it. Russell Farrell fires out to Bonello, the Kenthurst number 9, who can't bring that under control. Here come Kenthurst. Long throw in into the box, hoiked away by Baulkham. Kenthurst have got 5 minutes to jag something here this afternoon at Valentine. Leroy to swing it in with a famous left peg. He's done nice. Looking for Bonello, header. He hits the top of the onion bag. Baulkham Hills look like they got a big yellow bus parked there at the southern end of field number 3. Russell Farrell beats his first defender. Zinged in nicely. Little deflection. Well, that bomb is higher than Nathan Cleary's from the Baulkham Hills keeper. He's really trying to lose some time. Kenthurst are throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this Baulkham Hills side. They have an extra player on the park and still can't find the answer. It's been a valiant Baulkham Hills side. And the captain, the number 3 for Baulkham Hills, has picked up a yellow ticket. Very lazy challenge. Three minutes to go. Kenthurst, and they've found it. Silly foul. You play silly games, you win silly prizes, they say. And Kenthurst have found the equaliser in the 88th minute. This Men's Hills Premier League match of the round. That's now Baulkham Hills 1, Kenthurst 1. And down go the heads of the gold and maroon. Interesting 2 minutes ahead of us. Can Kenthurst find a winner? Leroy on the edge of the area, beats his first defender. Will he pull the trigger? Oh. I'll get another opportunity here with 1 minute left on the clock. Leroy to take the set piece for Kenthurst from a corner. Whipped in nicely, but easily taken by the Baulkham Hills number 1. Good little half turn. Joey Yaman well off his line. Some ball in behind. Two defenders. And that'll just about take us through to the final whistle. Not sure how much stoppage the man in the middle's got on his clock. Russell Farrell flick on. And it was Farrell to Bonello. Couldn't quite get enough of his forehead on it. Here goes Baulkham, a little dink over, can't quite beat Yaman. Big shout out to Joey Yaman at Builder Body. One of the best trainers in Sydney. Hit him up. If you're looking to get your rig in shape, Joey's your man. Kenthurst now, last roll of the dice. This is Leroy, edge of the area. That's all the minutes gone now here in normal time. Bonello, checker. Can't quite find any space. Referee glancing at his watch. He's had another look at it. Yeah, we've had one in the bin today. We've had a red ticket. We've had a couple of yellow ones. It's been a mixed bag of lollies here this afternoon. But what a game. Oh, big shove in the back by Bonello. I think that deserves a ticket, wouldn't you imagine? But nah, I would have got sent off for less.
The referee's near you, though.
And that should just about take us through to this final whistle.
These guys are so desperate for a point.
Yeah, this Baulkham Mills side doesn't want the wooden spoon. Looks like Russell Farrell's playing striker now. He's moved himself up there, I think. Baulkham Hills, this looks like 3v1. Can they find the winner? And there they've done it. Unbelievable times here at field number 3, Valentine Sports Park. Baulkham Hills have found what I'd imagine is the winner. I thought Joey Yaman had that near stick all but covered up. Somehow it slipped through. Wow. That's Baulkham Mills 2, Kenthurst 1. The Baulkham Mills supporters are going absolutely nuts here next to the left of me. They're all going out in the town tonight. Big Saturday night at Baulkham Mills Sports Club. Russell Farrell can't quite connect with Checker. They'll absolutely be hitting the pockets now. Running time down. That's probably the only mistake Yaman's made today, but it was a great finish nonetheless. Farrell. There we go again. There's Hoykett down the pitch. Yaman will try and Hoykett straight back. And here come the Bush boys looking for the equaliser. And that's wasted opportunity. There can't be much left on the clock now. And there's those 3 whistles that we've been waiting for. That finalises our Hills Premier League match of the round here this afternoon. And in an upset, it's Baulkham Hills 2, Kenthurst 1. See you tomorrow for the girls' game here. Same place, same time. Catch you then.